All right, happy Tuesday morning. Let's talk about some more good news. Um, when when Donald Trump sealed the nomination for Republican for president this year, he took over the RNC, the Republican National Committee. He installed his daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, as the head of the RNC. He took all their money. He moved their digital operations and their fundraising operations down to West Palm Beach, down by Mar-a-Lago. And he set up a scenario where basically, like anybody who made a donation to the RNC, something like 90% of that money went to Trump directly. And only about 10% of it stayed with the RNC. Well, what does the RNC and the DNC, what do those two organizations do during election years? They do things like they fund down ballot races. They do all kinds of things for other Republican candidates running across the country for the House of Representatives, for the Senate, governors, state houses. They shell out money to train volunteers and poll workers and things like that. One of the main things that those organizations do is put huge amounts of money into getting volunteers and coordinating people on a huge scale nationwide for what's called get out the vote operations. And those operations are hugely expensive. They're very ground intensive down to the local level. It requires a tremendous amount of work, a tremendous amount of people, and a tremendous amount of money. Well, the RNC didn't have any money this year. And so the RNC and Trump decided that they were going to contract out their get out the vote operations. And the first person that they went with for this is somebody who'd been pushing to do this for the RNC. It was a guy named Charlie Kirk who runs Turning Point or Turning Points USA. It's an organization that basically organizes college Republicans and young people to become Republicans. Charlie Kirk is the guy, who when he smiles, he has this much teeth and that much gums. If you want to start your morning with a jump scare, just Google Charlie Kirk smile. And he had been courting Republican billionaires. He wanted to raise $100 million to do these huge get out the vote operations across all 7 swing states. He only got off the ground in his home state of Arizona and wasn't even getting that done right. The funding never came through. And so then he handed it off a couple of months ago to Elon Musk's America PAC. Elon Musk was going to take over the get out the vote operation. And well, they've run into some hiccups. And here's why. We all saw the thing like within the first month of Kamala's campaign. She signed up something like 400,000 volunteers nationwide. Well, those are the people that you use to do the get out the vote, the legwork, the knocking on doors, the talking to actual voters one on one, making sure that individual voters either get to the polls or fill out their mail in ballot. You make sure that they close the deal. And the key thing that's missing on Trump's side that Kamala has on her side is on Kamala's side, all of her volunteers believe in their candidate. That's why they signed up to volunteer. They're committed to their candidate. When you contract it out to people who are doing it just to earn some money and don't care about the candidate, you start getting what we're seeing right now with Elon Musk's America PAC get out the vote operation. These people are faking 25% to 1/3 of their voter interactions. They're spoofing cell phones and I went to this address and that address, so they get paid for each one of those. but they're not actually going and talking to any of those individual voters. They're just trying to scam the PAC to get paid because they don't give a shit about the candidate. It's not a cause that they're committed to. And so Republicans get out the vote operation nationwide has utterly collapsed. It's non-existent. It's not working. It's not functioning. We're less than 2 weeks from the election, and Republicans don't have a get out the vote operation. Now, that won't necessarily automatically swing the election to Kamala. That probably accounts for, maybe 2 points in the polls, give or take. But in an election this close, 2 points could be a lot. And it's too late. It's too late for Republicans to do anything about it. This isn't something you can drop a chunk of money on and fix at the last minute. And so Republicans are screwed. They have absolutely no get out the vote operation, and we're less than 2 weeks from Election Day. So, some good news.